Hey guys, welcome back to another guide. This time I'm way more excited because I get to do one of my favorite and probably my most successful heroes, Treant Protector. I'm not actually, Treant Protector spammer, but it's a hero that literally got me almost to 7k. It's a great hero to, not only win the lane, but to also split push, defend towers. If you get to play Treant Protector, you are going to definitely improve and grow overall as a player. What we're going to do, like in similar other guides, is to mainly focus on the laning states, and this is going to be a guide for both position 4 and 5. So I'm going to show a lot of examples for good laning states, mediocre laning states, bad laning states. What I want to say is that the fact that you win, lose, or get an even laning states does not necessarily mean that you're going to win or lose a game. But what we try to do as position, or generally as support, is to mainly give our support, our carries, the best possible win conditions for them to carry us, right? So without losing any time, let's start into that. I want to say that if you're new to the channel, what we do here is mainly show laning stages from, my supports. We usually get to analyze my own games. And if you're new, please subscribe or comment or, maybe even comment from below, because I might not care, but apparently YouTube cares. So it's actually a great boost for me. Let's not lose time. Let's jump into game number one.
Moving up and down, side to side like a roller coaster.
Game number one, and what we do with all other heroes, we need to break down the hero. We need to explain what the hero does, right? So Treant Protector is great for all brackets. He's a lane dominator, and the reason why he's a lane dominator is mainly because he hits hard, right? He has a lot of damage. If you see here, he has a lot of decent regen, right? What decent regen mean is that he's going under the trees and he has really good regeneration. Okay, that means a salve, for example, because it's self-heal and regen amplification by 40%, a salve can literally heal you 800, 900. Okay, you get to trade with any support really good, right? Really good. You are really good with range carries, Draw Ranger, Weaver, and you have your own slow. So sometimes you can actually solo win some lanes, but we have to be really cautious about some things. For example, Treant Protector is not the type of hero like Undying, for example, that can trade inside the creep wave. He has low armor, and the fact that he has a lot of health means absolutely nothing. Okay, we're gonna show examples for every situation. What I also want to say is that Treant Protector, like even if you win or you lose a game, similar to Dawnbreaker, unlike Undying, is really strong. You can defend towers, split push, like global presence. You have a great ultimate, that you get to use even for support. You get level 6, you say support, you ulti, you get the pick off, you move on. Just because even if you don't have ultimate, you have all this global presence, and overall it's so impactful as a hero that like you usually think Treant Protector is a lane dominator, but actually Treant Protector is really strong late game and mid game rather than early game, right? This is why it's important. So even if you lose a lane state, like don't be pessimistic. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but you'll find your use like Dawnbreaker later on. In fact, I think Treant Protector is actually a really better version than Dawnbreaker, just because you are way more versatile. Okay. Now, game number one, let's jump into that and see what's going on. Let's start with game number one, right? And let's talk in the beginning about itemization. Okay, itemization usually most of the times, I get to buy these items, right? So I get to buy Orb of Venom just because most of the times, I get to trade really good with the position 4. I get to throw him out of the lane, and once he's out of the lane, we can get to focus the position 3, like in the 2v1 scenario. Like we've talked about this a lot previously. The second reason why I get to buy Orb of Venom is, for example, if I cannot really trade with the position 3, right? At least I can get to screw around with the position 4, and then I can let my carry with the enemy offlaner in a 1v1 scenario. Lastly, you have a lot of slows, so you can get to combine, like it's a really good combination. What I want to say again about Treant Protector is that maybe you have a lot of damage, maybe you are really strong and you're high health, but that does not mean that you can get to trade with anyone. And this, we'll talk about that later on, it has to do a lot with what you're going to skill in terms of spells, right? So usually what you want to see, the first thing that you want to see is your matchup. I have a Weaver and Treant, really good combo. You know, anything that provides me slow or is generally mobile is really good with Treant Protector. Like PA, you know, Phantom Assassin is really good, Troll is really good. Anything that has a slow that allows me to reduce the distance between me and the enemies or can instantly join me. So the reason why me and Weaver is really good, I can get to screw around with the position 4 here. Weaver all of a sudden Sukuji's, she's really fast, she comes, and this is why also PA is really good. They can get to blink. Anyway, we are so strong, so we might as well go and, you know, contest the lane. We try to get the lane, you know, and what we face right now is a Mars and a Marcy, right? Double melee versus Treant Protector. What does this mean for us, right? And this has to do a lot with what you're going to skill, right? In the beginning, usually you want Nature's Grasp, right? The spell is really good. The reason why I don't like Lit Seed is because 8% movement speed slow is not that good, right? Whereas level 2 Lit Seed is like double the heal, double the damage, and almost double the slow, right? So what we want to do is like what we want to do with every position 5 that we have. If you trade good with the other position 5, you go for it. Try to secure range creep and try to do favorable trades all the time. Now, Treant Protector, I love him as a hero just because you go inside the trees so you can get to punch people and get out. You don't necessarily want to commit all the time, right? You can either like go for the kill when you're maybe level 2, level 3, or you can either build it up with, you know, hitting the opponent a couple of times and then just forcing, okay? Now, I have Mars and Marcy, and they're both a little bit, let's say, high health heroes that I can easily get out of position. You know, they can just dispose me, they can just rebuke me. Can I speak English? Rebuke makes more sense. And so what we want to do is, you know, I just want to trade. Okay, it's Marcy here, I'm gonna trade with Marcy. But look at that. What I want to do is always find good opportunities to make sure that I'm gonna cut someone with Nature's Grasp on one side, here for example, and I can get multiple hits because then he has to go back, you know? That's our plan. Like, you use Nature's Grasp and then you try to cut him off, okay? Now, this is a lane that we both feel quite comfortable. What we aim though is level 2, maybe even level 3, right? So, do you see the scenario? I'm getting like, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to be a little bit careful because even if you're strong, they don't really care, right? I almost died here, but I feel confident, and this is why you need the salve. 700 HP with the salve, it's really good, right? Really good. I'm gonna stop here. I did a mistake. I should also bring an observer word here, okay? So look at that. I'm full health. What do we do? Well, try to trade with the position 4, and look at that. Do you see how my Weaver has level 2? It's not level 2 power spike for both of us, but in the end we have 3 spells, 2 from Weaver and 1 for us, and they have only 2 spells, so it's still a power spike for us to abuse. And look how Nature's Grasp works. I don't really have the trees to work, but all of a sudden, do you see how I use Nature's Grasp? If I do it like a little bit here, hopefully you get to see my mouse, he can easily go back. But all of a sudden, he has to walk there, and what do? We run him down. Mars is the one that didn't show respect. What do? We go back and we pull, okay? Why do we pull? So the laning stage is gonna be here again, and we try to repeat this exact thing, right? Pull the wave here, try to cut them with the Nature's Grasp, keep attacking them, okay? Now, level 2. Now, level 2 is something that you will have to get used with Treant Protector. You might go for Living Armor, you might go for Lit Seed. So in games that you feel like you will just play full defensive, you might even find yourself maxing Living Armor, and you'll just skip Lit Seed until level 10, level 11, okay? In other scenarios, you might even find yourself maxing Lit Seed, and in other, I think level 2 Lit Seed is really solid. I've seen some other Treant Protector guides, and I don't really like them because they tell you what to get, So that's why we're gonna show different examples, right? What I'll suggest for sure is always keep the skill point, right? If you feel like you can go for the kill, but you just need to, make sure that you're gonna be on top of them, Lich Seed makes more sense. So if you have something like a Mars, Lich Seed makes more sense. So you start the fight, they throw everything at you, you have 200, 300 HP, and all of a sudden Lich Seed is gonna give you a lot of sustain to actually fight them back. Okay? There you go. I think that's a really good example how to use Nature's Grasp. He has to. Do you see how he just has to pass through that Nature's Grasp, and then we just get a lot of right clicks, right? We're not in a rush right now. I feel like we're just really good right now. I just used. Do you see how? Look at that. I think that's really good. I just use my Lich Seed here. I skill my Lich Seed. Okay, they're on top of me. I need heal right now, and if they commit on me, we can easily kill them, right? Do you see how this Lich Seed kinda helps me? And we get another kill here. Okay, I think that's really good. What do we do? Always use Salk when you're inside the trees, or even when you get to use Tango. You should be inside the tree, so Nature's Grasp is gonna get the most of it. Now, do you see how I go for the Ring of Regen? I like Ring of Regen from Tranquil Boots. You will always get Tranquil Boots, because this 1.25 HP regeneration is like almost 2 HP regeneration because you're inside the trees. Okay. And that's why I also like Mango, because the HP regeneration is actually amplified by the trees. Okay? I get to pull again. I'm gonna say that this guy again. Single pull is fine. Guys, single pull is fine. We like single pulls. Okay? There's always need to be a purpose, and the purpose of single pull. Do you see how, because someone typed me in the comments below, dude, but if you single pull, you're gonna pack the lane equilibrium. No, you won't. See how you instantly attack it? I'm gonna show that again. I pull and I just attack it so fast, boom. Well, not fast for Treant Protector, but generally fast. And all of a sudden, do you see where lane equilibrium back the perfect position? Okay. Now, I'm waiting for my level 3 here. And look at that. The moment I get my level 3, Lich Seed, and this guy just dies, right? Or at least we try to kill him. I really want you to see that again. The moment you get level 3, let's go 10 seconds more. Do you see how we prep it? We build the perfect situation with a single pull. And then what do? We know that we need level 3 because we have level 3 with level 2 Lich Seed. They can never fight us back. And all of a sudden, look at that. He can't go this way. He has to choose a different path. Otherwise, he'll just get so much slowed, right? And then Weaver just does the rest. Really beautiful. Now, sometimes, and this is why I want to show this example, your confidence is going to screw up lanes as well, okay? And I'm going to show that as well. What do we do? Again and again, pull, bring the lane back. Usually, you don't really want to leave the lane. Why is that? You have a lane that you keep killing them. Why would you change that? Okay. Lane ward. Perfect. And I scanned. Why did I scan? Let's go back a little bit. Do you see the map here? The moment I use lane ward, let's go a little bit 10 seconds ago. Do you see how Mars is in the mid lane? So I get to place a lane ward. I don't get to see him. So I scan. Do you see the scan here? Choop. I scan. I'm like, okay, he's here. Let's try to kill him. He should be like somewhere here. And look at that. Again, the Nature's Grasp. Look how it is placed. A lot of slow. Okay, and we just try to run him down. This is how you punish players, like 2v1 scenarios. Marcy left, we took advantage of that immediately. Okay. Now I'm level 4. You see how I haven't yet skilled some kind of like spell. Maybe I need living armor, right? Maybe I don't. And look at that. He misses Sunstrike. And then I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna use living armor to deal a little bit more damage. Worked out perfectly, right? And the reason why I get to move from here, why did I get to move? I have nothing better to do, if you think about it. I just killed their Mars, right? And then, okay, I'm just gonna, in my mind, I can move out of my lane. My Weaver is not in danger. Most likely she's not going to die. So I'm gonna get at least a bounty to deny that from the Mirana. and then I'm just gonna take the rune. I don't go for the rune, it's my invoker, and all of a sudden it connects. Okay, we get the kill, and now guess what we're going to do? I see Mars top go back, to the top lane. Now, this is where, personally, I felt like I didn't really screw things up. I felt like we can go under tower. My Weaver said we can't go under tower. I was so confident, that we can do. And I forced it. She didn't commit. I used Fortify. I felt like it was easier. She says she's a Mars. We can't kill him. I thought, who cares if she's Mars or a Bristle or whatever? If she's underfarmed, right? I'm just gonna show net worth. If she's underfarmed, we can just kill him, right? And then the lane kinda got thrown, right? Because then she gets to die as well, because Mars got level 6 for my death, and then just kinda snowballed, so like we both killed it. But the main reason why I show that is because I really want to show that, the fact that you just abuse, early on power spikes and just win the lane doesn't mean that you can't really throw it. I go bot lane, I think Weaver is fine top. I might as well go make something happen. Tranquil Boot gives you a lot of movement speed, so we get to run people, and then all of a sudden, I get to lead seed, so all of a sudden my Snapfire is in a really fine situation. And look at that. What spell do you think I should get? Right? I guess Living Lateral makes more sense. I keep the skill point, and I think I went for lead seed. I think lead seed level 3 is a little bit overcommitment, but you never know, right? Game number 2, and right now I get to have Treant Protector with a Luna, right? Treant Protector and Luna, it's probably a pretty good combo. You get to protect, generally Treant Protector is really good with range carries, just because if they get initiated, you can at least get to disengage, okay? And our starting items are this. I get to have a Sand King, and I get to have a Jakiro. If you don't know that, this is a lot of damage, so I want to say Power Spike on Sand King is level 3. And definitely Power Spike on Jakiro is level 3, right? Level 3, they are quite strong. Maybe Sandstorm becomes too strong. That's why you get to see that I already have this, and I already get to have Sentry, So one to block this one to D-ward, and one for the lane, okay? And of course, I know that I want to trade with the Jakiro, right? Luna versus Sand King is okay, because if you see the damage, Sand King has decent, but so does Luna. And the animation from Luna is actually way better. Okay, so I'm like, all I need to do is make sure I'm, just screw up with the Jakiro, and once I have level 3, with level 2 lead seed, even if I have a lot of damage, we can actually out-sustain. But sometimes, that's a game plan, but sometimes things just don't work out, okay? The reason why we initiate here is he cuts my trees, we don't really want to do that, okay? And the lane starts. The lane starts pretty wonderful, and as we said in the beginning, I want to find cheap damage on Jakiro, okay? Maybe even opportunities. I can't really trade with Sand King inside the creep wave. They can just run me down. Especially, if they get to slow me, and even if I get stunned inside the creep wave, and all of a sudden, I want to find good opportunities. And look at that. I get to use Q there. Why do I get to use Q there? Because if they want, I try to cut them away. Not necessarily just for damage, but they play for the long term. Level 2 power spike, level 3 power spike. And I get to deny the creep, right? I get to secure it, and then we get to deny the range creep. So I think that's really important, okay? Hopefully, the mana from Treant Protector is, doesn't really, it's not really cost that much. So you can get to use a lot of Qs. Reactively use a Sentry there. And then we just do the same thing again and again, okay? There you go. I want you to see that again. The range creep was about to get, he wants to deny that. I'm like, if you wanna deny that or take it with stun or whatever, you just need to pass here. You just need to pass this wall, and you're gonna receive a lot of damage. Okay. Keep damage whenever I can. Always staying under trees. Look my regeneration. Also, if you're under tower and under trees, you get a lot of regeneration as well. Okay. They got the level 2, so momentarily respect. And then I feel like, level 2, we're still fine. Maybe we can go for something, maybe not. But let's go back a little bit. You see how I play for the long-term level 3, right? I feel like even level 2, I need my level 3 to Luna to be a little bit more stronger than me. And definitely level 2 lead seed, right? I need to have 2 skill points on lead seed, okay? And lastly, what I want to do is make sure that my Luna is safe, right? If I pull, she's exposed. So I make sure she understands I'm going to pull. Please go back. And right now, of course, what I do, single pull, okay? Single pull, hit it really fast, okay? I get, engaged. My Luna is level 3, I'm not level 3, and I really want to fight when I'm level 3. I feel like we can just go for that. I'm like, please wait. And she dies, right? Here she dies. I got so mad because I'm gonna solve that from her perspective, All she had to do is like stay a little bit back, just wait for the level 3. She dies, shit happens. And I die as well. And this is where the lane starts to have, a little bit of, like kind of snowballed, okay? Lane continues. I still feel confident, but I haven't killed the point yet, right? Perfect. I feel confident here, that I can get the fight. Spirit Breaker is Russian, so he goes straight up, They leech it to level 2. And we get the die again. But again, you see how leech it at least, try to get some value to heal the Luna, maybe to get one right click off, and we die again, right? At this point, we know that the lane is lost, right? Or we need help a little bit, But it doesn't really matter, and I'm gonna show why. This is a game that we almost won. I think, Spirit Breaker did it or something. It had some lag issues, but the fact that we're losing the lane doesn't really mean anything, right? You see how my Luna gets engaged, and if my Luna keeps coming to a lane that, she's having a hard time, I need to be there to protect her all the time, right? If I leave, she dies. At least, I want my Luna to be level 5, with a 1-2 build or 1-2-3 build, right? To at least go to jungle, right? I salve my Luna, and then this happens, right? Stand here, punch, and look at that. With a little bit of an assist, we try to come back into the lane. I salve my Luna, he goes in, and all of a sudden, Nature's Grasp. Do you see how I use my Q? So he can't really walk away, okay? And then what do? We are quite strong, look at that. We're quite healthy, we're quite high health to actually do that. And we're suddenly back to the lane, okay? But are we actually back to the lane? They got the double kill, but it actually does not matter because they don't really get the XP, okay? They get the gold, but not the XP. So what do? And it all depends with the Luna, right? I know that in order for my Luna to farm, this tower needs not to fall. And I have the type of hero that can actually do that. If my Luna is here, then I need to be there as well. And look what I'm doing. I make sure, I'm gonna show another example about that. I make sure that this tower will never fall. I don't use skill point. Maybe if I need the fight, if, for example, I defend the tower and they're on top of me, I'm definitely gonna go for Lich Seed to hold as much as possible for my team to react. But if I'm actually defending the tower, probably I'm gonna go for Living Armor. And level 1 Nature's Grab is probably the spell I like to max usually the most, but it's not gonna help me in my, mission right now, which is to protect the tower. Level 1 is enough to grow the aggro. So look what I do. I play as safe as possible. Do you see? And I just get XP. As safe as possible, and I do that for a long time, right? This tower is not gonna fall. And thankfully, I get to play versus a type of hero that I can get to do that. For example, if I get to play versus Beastmaster, I'm not gonna be able to do that because Beastmaster actually seeds tower, A hero like Sand King, will just never take my tower. Never, I need to die in order to do that. And I get to be really careful about that. Right, so you get to see what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna protect, super safe, super cautious. So what I'm going to do in my mind, maybe I start to actually get more living armor. Look at that. Do you see my skill point? Level 2, then I get to use it because what I'm thinking is how can I have impact, the most impact in the other side of the map. I'm gonna go for living armor, okay? And lastly, I just give the shot, maybe the call. Come someone bot. I just want to use my ultimate, And you see how I play defensive. And always you need to be under trees. If they hit you while you're under trees, you can still move through the trees. But if they, for example, speak English. If they hit you here, when you're outside of the trees, you can't enter inside the trees. That's really important, right? Always be inside the trees. My Darkseer comes, and then we just try to kill this guy. It's under, I get to use ulti, so we try to chain stun this guy. Worked out perfectly. Use ulti instantly, no hesitation, and all of a sudden, 10-minute mark, Luna is actually doing fine. Is a little bit worse, but this is a lane that we got double killed and we got stomped, right? I was actually happy about the result. On top of that, tower is still up. I'm level 7, and we have actually quite high tempo. With the Spirit Breaker, Ember Spirit, Ion Shell, and Living Armor on top of him. If he doesn't get spelled by some kind of tornado, we can just run them down, and I can have a massive ultimate. We have some really good team fight. I was actually quite happy. I think this is not a one lane, but I was actually, for the start that we had, I was actually so happy, right? So happy. All of a sudden, my Luna is back to farm madness. I think that's a really, not great, not bad. This is a fine laning stage, especially for the sloppiness that both me and Luna have in the beginning. I think we played sloppy, we mis-executed a lot. I think that's a really good example. But let's go to something completely different, right? You see, sometimes you just have to approach the lane completely different. Let's jump into that. Welcome to game number 3, and I'm actually quite excited about this game. I'm actually so excited, right? I guess our starting items are the same, but this time I don't really have a hero that it's that strong in the lane, right? I get to have a Phantom Lancer. PL is by no means a strong hero. He's actually quite weak of a laner, okay? His level 2 power spike is like meh, right? And again, we get to play with the Sun King and to get to play with the Wind Ranger, right? So Wind Ranger is a type of hero that's not strong. She's a little bit annoying, right? She's a little bit annoying, and definitely with Treant Protector, I can't really do that much against her. Unless she screws up, this Wind Run is impossible for her to kill, and we're going to see how we approach the lane, right? So what you need to understand that with some heroes like Draw Ranger or PA that has also level 6 power spike, you can get to fight with them, maybe one of the level 2, level 3. But with hero like PL, sometimes the lane is just not gonna be easy, right? So what we want to do, and what we try to do actually, is I don't really care about fighting that much. I just want my PL to get level 6 and literally get the fuck out of the lane, honestly, right? So what's my plan throughout the whole laning stage? Block this one, stack and pull, so literally it's gonna be under tower all the time. My PL gets level 6 and he's literally out of here. So I try to literally, in my mind, relieve and absorb as much pressure as possible, right? I know that I can't really fight into that, and you'll get to see why. So I see that I'm playing like a fool, right? So what I'm doing here, even if I don't trade that well, right, is, do you see that? At least my PL is having a fine time here. Something is not that strong early on. So I just get to, he used Wind Run, so I can get to do that, and then with just a lot of right click. And look what my starting items are, right? A lot of sentries for the future, like the previous game, Sandstorm, and a lot of tangos and a lot of salts, and you're gonna see what I'm trying to do. So I just try to fight, with my Wind Ranger. Of course, it doesn't work out. Annoying hero. I can't express how I hate this hero, even though I get to play the hero. I just hate it. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, you know what? I've had enough. My PL is level 2. I generally try not to look at that. Let's go back a little bit. Not to absorb that much XP, but I still need my level 2. Okay. You see my extra tangos, and guess what I'm going to do right now? My PL is like low health. Well, what I'm going to do is maybe salt him. Of course, I want him to be as much high health as possible. Okay. Sacking a little bit of XP. I need my level 2, right? I'm just trying to be nearby in case something happens, but I'm always inside the trees. Always inside the trees. Okay. The lane continues. So what I want to do is, I know that this one is not blocked, so she body blocks that. In order for me to do my plan, I need this to be unblocked. So I need to make sure that she'll never be able to body block that. And look at that. My PL is low health, and instantly, I don't even keep the skill point. I know I'm gonna need Living Armor. Fuck that, I need my PL to be level 6. Living Armor instantly. Okay, they don't let me, you know, they actually go for me here. I was super happy about that because all of a sudden this camp is unblocked, right? They didn't block it. And what they do inside the trees, you salve, all of a sudden I'm full health. What I do, single pull, or at least I'm actually trying to, right? Have my living armor. What do I do? I'm trying to have global presence, right? And look at that. I use the top, I heal my top, my offlaner, and what I want to do is try to stack here. Of course, I'm not allowed immortal level. I'm not allowed to do that. Guess what I'm doing? I'm standing nearby PL in case he get engaged or he get, you know, they force the fight. But I do not want to sag XP at all, right? I even, like, do you see that? I even just killed him for, like, I want him to be full health all the time. All I care is not my PL to die. And then do what? Make sure that he's gonna have level 6 and leave the lane, right? I don't care if I die, but, you know, I might as well not die, right? Of course, what I do here, guess what? I'm probably gonna go for living armor. It makes more sense, right? I'm just looking globally where to use that, and you see that the lane is quite chill, you know? Living armor level 2, I get to, like, use living armor for my PL, you know? Chill. I get to give him tango here. Chill, PL. And the fun fact is that he knew that. We both agreed, like, we didn't even talk about it. He says, you know, are we gonna do something? No. Get your level 6, get out of here. I get stunned here. Who cares? Who cares, you know? Just using my armor, I'm under tower, you know? I'm getting inside the, you know, inside my trees. Out of all of a sudden, my 5 HP per second becomes 7, and I tango. I have 16, you know? That's really good. And that's really good. Look at that. This pre-actively sentry, I thought they had some kind of vision. Worked out perfectly. We get the kill. I die. It doesn't matter. Guess what? My PL is alive. What I'm going to do is get the salve. Obviously, get the salve. Heal PL. Look at that. A lot of regen and a lot of wind lace. Why wind lace? I need to move around the tree so I not get caught. Why? Because my PL is level 6, so he's gonna leave the lane soon. Okay? Make sure that my PL is full health. Is he level 6 yet? No. Then I'm still going there, okay? And all of a sudden, I'm just gonna show network a little bit. In a lane that, you know, if you have something like Dazzle, something like maybe Crystal Maiden, maybe I could play aggressive on something, but I can't fight as Treant Protector inside inside the Sandstorm because I do not have the spells to get him at least 50% HP to finish him off inside the Sandstorm. My main source of damage is actually right clicks, and I don't even have a lot of attack speed, you know? So one stun, for example, one cycle, and this Sandstorm does a lot of damage from level 3. Now that he's level 5, it's even impossible for me to do that. Staying inside, trying not to, you know, sack XP, chilling. And we have this really cool laning stage. I get to hit him here, like, why do I do that? He wants to cut the wave, you know, cut the wave. Like, no, you're not gonna cut the wave, you know. Like, I'm not actually threatening him, I'm just baiting, you know, I'm just gambling, you know, like, fuck off. And all of a sudden, what do? I've said in the other guides, stack at the 7-minute mark, so you'll just get jungle items. So I'm like, use that, farm that PL, get jungle items, get out of here, you know. I'm dying here, but honestly, just, I'm gonna say that with a smile, it doesn't matter, you know. It honestly does not matter. And at this point, what I say to my Phantom Lancer is, I think it's time for you to move to the jungle, and they can never take the tower. They'll never be able to take the tower, right? As long as I'm here, they'll never be able to take the tower, because I get to play with the Sand King. Sand King just does not siege the tower. Look at that. I just heal that. I'm just staying in position like the previous game, you see? Inside the trees. I get to see him, of course. But I stay inside the trees. I'm gonna get my level 6, and then we might be able to do something, you know? Of course, I don't get to use living armor because I'm thinking, hey, maybe I get level 5, you know. Actually, I did. Oh, nice. This guy's dead. And what are we going to do is get our level 6. Until then, we just don't do anything. We're just literally chilling. In the meantime, what does my PL do? And here's like the important thing about holding this tower, okay? If this tower is not destroyed, I know when they're about to gank my PL because no one is pushing the wave. So all of a sudden, where is the offlaner going to be? Here? No, of course, she's gonna be somewhere here, searching for my PL. Okay, so the moment I don't get to see that, I don't get to see my the enemy offlaner, what I do, tell my PL, someone's coming for you. Run back. I was actually, it worked out so beautifully. That's why I have this big smile. It worked out so beautiful. Level 3 living armor. Of course, level 3 living armor. I'm not gonna have any impact other than that. This, like, I had my, like, in my mind, no one is gonna take this tower, you know? And of course, the fact that you don't take this tower, usually that's a farming pattern from the enemy position 1. If this tower is fallen. Unless this tower falls, which means I need to die, which means I need to fuck up, right? And all of a sudden I have my level 6, you know? If I get to use it, perfect. If I don't get to use it, that's still fine. But for now, I know that my Sun King cannot really make any moves for now, right? And I think that's a really good laning stage, because all of a sudden, in a lane that we're not supposed to do well, right? My PL survived, right? Maybe he doesn't have the most net worth, but I'm actually really happy, right? We actually managed to win this game, I want to say quite easily. And I think it took them like 15 minutes. Of course, I have an Underlord, like it took them 15 minutes, but it's also a really good example. I want to say that, I forgot. Do you see how my Rubik, like, we decided, you know, let's go kill the support, okay? The Wind Ranger position 4. So I'm like, okay, like, let's go. And all of a sudden we just go, ulti, no hesitation, slow, Blade Flurry, he dies. And we still, actually, you know, we got the kill with the support, perfect. This tower is still up, this tower is still down. My PL has the best time ever right now. And this is practically pretty cool PL game, right? They don't really have a lot of things, you know, Juggernaut's like, meh, Sand King is good, but once PL has something like Heart, it's just 2 tanking. And then we just have really, really good time. Just beautiful. I'm maxing actual living armor. I'm like, no one's gonna take this tower. And of course, there is a lot of physical damage. 1, 2, 3, you know. So living armor makes a lot of sense. And I think that's a really good laning stage, right? I'm gonna show some examples of position 4 right now. Maybe one more post 5. But yeah, that, you know, I'm actually really excited because, again, laning stage that we're not supposed to get stomped. 12 minutes in, we just hold the tower. PL is farming. He got the lane 6. He got the level 6 really fast. He went out. Everything was beautiful. And, you know, we actually managed to win the game. So let's go to maybe position 4 games and see what we have there. Welcome back. This is game number 1 as position 4, right? Sometimes things will not work out. Sometimes you don't have the best lane partner. And sometimes you play an autopilot and you forget to abuse your, you know, the power spikes that you have, or you don't play around the other power spikes. And I'm gonna explain what I mean. So we begin, the items are literally the same. 1 to blick, like to block this one, 1 sentry to deward this one. And usually what we want to do in the offlane is drag the wave here. I want it to be almost under tower, so they have to contest here, so we can just have to abuse all this space, right? This is what you want to do. Starting items, you know, they are the same. So I get to have a Spirit Breaker versus Morphling and versus an Oracle, right? Oracle is not a problem generally for Treant Protector, right? But what he does is he can actually dispel my Lich Seed, right? So I will either not skill Lich Seed or make sure I'm gonna use Lich Seed after he gets to use his Fortune Ends, which is like the Q, right? On top of that, what's the power spike from Morphling? Level 3. If this guy hits level 3, he swifts so many attributes that we can't kill him. On top of that, with level 2, he can just waveform away. And we have the type of heroes that we need him to be on top of, you know, either the Q or to kill him inside the charge. Otherwise, he can just waveform away. So what do we do? And what I should have done is focus a little bit more on Morphling before he gets level 2, right? So I'm like, do you see how I just start to hit him here and just try to screw up with Morphling? I'm like, okay, we got the range creep. That's great. That means he will not get level 2 until the 3rd creep wave, as long as Oracle hits his XP. And what we try to do here is try to deny as much as possible. Oracle does hit me, but I don't really mind. They can't really kill me yet, you know. And this is what I do here. I focus Oracle, which makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because, you know, I get such a favorable trade, and all of a sudden I realize, dude, no. Right now, Morphling here should die if I have Q. But I just didn't, you know, I just messed it. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just play on autopilot. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes you could play better. And this was the type of thing that, let's go back a little bit. If I didn't commit that here, Like, let's go even first creep wave. You know, in the first creep wave where I just use my Q here and I just try to deal with the Morphling, I should have done more on that. The idea is great, you know, one more time and I might be able to kill him. On top of that, if my Spirit Breaker is level 2, which by the way has charge to level 1, probably for the first blood, if he gets level 2 and bash him, maybe we can be able to kill him, okay? And now I just get to screw up with Oracle here, which doesn't really make sense, okay? And then that's what I mean. If I had level 2 here, it's just so... No, not if I have level 2. If I'm actually... if I have actually my Q here, that would be so good, okay? But sometimes, you know, shit happens, right? I get to find some hits here on Oracle, as we said, what we want to do, especially in the post-war. You know, the post-war is like, honestly, if Oracle doesn't play in this side of the map, and he plays here on this side of the lane, then I have no game. Because, like, if you're the Oracle, you need to play on the other side whenever you play versus Tasker, Clockwork. Like, if Oracle plays there, he just give me play. Otherwise, I have no game right now. I have no game in the lane, okay? So, what I want to do is constantly, like, pull, but then by center, I'm like, okay, we get to find this skill, and this was, like, literally one of the worst things I could do. I got a little bit mad at my Spirit Breaker. I'm like, dude, I can just get the skill. Please go and, you know, find kills, you know? It's okay. He wanted to take the kill, and yeah, we did get the kill, but this kill has nothing to do with the laning state. It's so worth for the enemies and so bad for us, right? And right now Morphling is level 3, which kinda makes him unkillable, okay? It kinda makes him unkillable. Again, messing around a little bit here, and I really want my level 3 here. So I'm just sucking XP. Maybe I can snipe some courier. That's why I love this observer word here. Maybe I can snipe some courier. And sadly, like make sure that the observer is here, not like here. So if they use the center here, they will not be worth it. Make sure it's a little bit on the upper side of the lane. So I'm waiting my level 3, and we just try to outsmart them a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna say the lane is like in a really good situation. What do? I know Oracle needs to fix it with a pull. Okay, I don't want him to do that. I like the lane here. If the lane is here, that means I can get to move away to other lanes, right? Because it's a Spirit Breaker almost under tower. How much damage can he receive, you know? So, look at that. Hitting this guy, I know that I'm not going to kill him, but look at that. Look at that. I want you to see my skill build, okay? I hit him, and I see that I'm gonna get killed. So, look at that. Instantly, I'm like, go. The fact that I have, do you see my health? And I know they don't have the spell, but look at that. I lit it, and then do you see how much skill I get? I'm like, no, we can turn this around, and we get this Oracle kill. This kill makes more sense. This kill is worth, because look where the lane is, right? Now, what does this mean for me, though? I have a lot of time, go under tree, try to do the same thing, okay? Sometimes, though, you screw things up. Sometimes things not work out, or the enemies are, you know, start to become a little bit smarter. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna do the same thing, but this time didn't work out. I'm gonna show you why. The lane goes really well, you know. Probably I should have pulled here, honestly. Like, I think I should, like, probably pull here. I don't know why I didn't, because if you pull at 550, then you can just stack and pull when you're Radiant, okay? It's nighttime, and now we can just mess, you know, get to mess with them again, right? And look at that. Do you see how I'm just get blown up? But right now my HP is just already too low. They actually blow me up, okay? Now, one of the things that are good as position 4 is that you can always go to the safe lane where you can just use all this space. And sometimes you even find yourself starting there to punish greedy picks like Leshrac off lane, Pagnas, Necrophos, you know, you just try lane them in the beginning. They meet under tower and you're just like, oh, you're just coming from behind, you just kill them. And this is what I want to do, right? I'm like, it's Spirit Breaker, I get heal on HP, I get heal on armor. Most likely I can get away with that. And to simplify position 4, you want to go to the lane that you will have the most impact. To simplify it even more, you go to the lane that you can kill, okay? I cannot kill anymore. And I don't want to kill fucking Oracle, you know? Fuck position 5. I just don't want, you know? So, like, do you see how I just wrap around? They commit on my Draw Ranger, and look at that. Leech Seed, they can't kill him, you know? And all of a sudden, look, Nature's Grasp in a way that right now, look at that. He has to go, he can't go there. He has to go this way. And all of a sudden, can my camera please work? All of a sudden, we just get my, you know, the enemy offlaner. Now, you have to think a little bit further than that. I have a Draw Ranger versus Morphling. I can't kill Morphling, and I can help my Draw Ranger. And this is a good matchup. Draw Ranger counters Morphling, you know, because Morphling is all about basic armor, and Draw Ranger just counters that with your ultimate. On top of that, the Shard reduces healing. So Draw Ranger, natural counter to Morphling, it makes a lot of sense to actually rotate. Okay. Lastly, what I want to show, like I'm gonna show like a few more minutes about that, is sometimes your confidence, like that's why I'm showing this example, your confidence is gonna find yourself getting killed, right? This is what I mean. I'm like, okay, we have power, we have Catapult, we have Fortify, then at least, you know, go and fight that. And all of a sudden, I find myself dying again. This is something I try to work on myself, but sometimes your confidence, you know, oh, I'm a post 4, I'm strong, we kill them. No, it's not work every time. So, the last thing that I want to say about the position 5 is, the position 4 is, we said that in the Dawnbreaker game as well. Whenever you can find the chance to get XP, especially with heroes that do not only rely on laning stage, but they are useful throughout the whole game. You know, Treant Protector, he scales maybe not that greatly with gold, but greatly with levels. Okay, like if you give 10k net worth Treant Protector, most likely he's 6 slotted. You know, Holy Locket, Shard, a Blink Dagger, and maybe, I don't know, something like Lot Shot, right? You don't need Ags and stuff like that. Whenever you have your opportunity to actually get XP though, because level 6 power spike. If you max living armor, power spike. If you get level 12, power spike. Level 15, not that great, but level 20, double the living, you know, double living armor, bonus armor, you know. You have 8 plus 8. It's power spike, so you have always power spike, right? Walking bot, opportunity for me to grab XP. I say, hey, can we just kill these guys? Mars is still level 5. With level 6, Mars is one of the most annoying heroes versus Treant. He can just cut all the trees and you can't really hide. And all of a sudden, I think, like, you know, we don't really need level 3 Leech Seed or level 2 Nature's Grasp. And all of a sudden, we just get this kill again. That's really beautiful. And what we want to do is get a level 6 and then just use it. You know, babysit my Draw Ranger. And in the meantime, I'm just going to show net worth, right? Morgan is having a good time, but I don't care. Naturally we get to counter him because we have Draw Ranger, okay? On top of that, my Spirit Breaker is doing pretty fine, okay? He's doing fine, and Spirit Breaker is also one of these heroes that requires more XP rather than gold. You know, Aghanim, Shadowblade, maybe BKB, that's it pretty much, okay? And he has huge impact. And right now, we get to fortify, play aggressive, find the Rubik, right? And we try to get the tower. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Trying to hide, get my free XP, and I like that a lot. Look at that. We TP in the mid lane. Why do you TP mid lane? We have the catapult, right? Not catapult. How is it called? DD. We have a DD, right? We want to get the kill, and then with the next wave, actually force the catapult, right? Get the tower. We get to kill this guy. Die, die. And we get level 6. Sadly, we don't have the mana. Otherwise, I would just instantly use it here. You know, what do? Use a Clarity instant to have overgrowth. You know, and I just want to show a little bit of impact later. You know, something happens, but we feel like I want like to use my TP somewhere that I'm gonna have impact. But right now, I don't want, for example, to TP bot and nothing happens, and then my Draw Ranger gets engaged. Stop, right? So the best thing is to usually keep the TP, right? If you feel like something is about to happen, then you TP. Right now I'm just running. I know I don't want to TP because I don't want to get baited. Running, go through the trees to go faster, and then fight starts. I'm still running. Use this big pole to run faster. Look at that. I'm gonna show the fly solo. Bag my Weaver. It's a post 5 bat. She's still level 8. A lot of impact. Okay, by the way, this Weaver took the Tome of XP as Treant Protector. Don't do that, guys. Like, if you have a tree with you, just let the Tome of XP, okay? And look what happened. ulti, Q instantly, otherwise the Rubik might steal it. I don't know if he has ultimate, but he might steal it. But you need to use ulti instantly, Nature's Craft instantly. And all of a sudden, you have this huge impact throughout the game. And this is a hero that literally, it just starts, you know? His impact literally just starts to actually, how can I say that? You instantly start having impact, that just makes sense, you know? This is where you start become strong, rather than the laning stage. That's what I mean. Hopefully that does make sense. I want to show some example though where things just does work out, you know. Let's jump to the last example, last position 4, and then just, you know, say some final thoughts about the hero. This is our final game, this game number 2 as position 4 on how to play Treant Protector, and sometimes you have to be a little bit more creative, okay? Sometimes, you know, lanes are not gonna work out, you know. If I have a Treant Protector with a Venomancer, then yes, I can just win the lane quite easily, you know, Yale, double slow, bam, 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 we get to kill them. But sometimes, and that's usually the case, the core players never get to pick around you. That's a little bit frustrating, but sadly, you know, that's the game, you know, blame the players actually, not the game. Anyway, and I get to have a Tidehunter. Not the best combo, and the worst thing is we get to play versus Naga. That means already my lead seed is not the best type of spell because he can get to use mirror image and just dispel it, so I can't really go for that. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, okay, I have a Tidehunter, so he'll just anchor smash, so he's gonna be fine. He's going to be fine. You know, Tidehunter is a male, and then you know we're just going to win the CS war. So what I have to do is screw up with this Wyvern that's +5, right? So tipping bot instantly, right? When you're Treant Protector, sometimes you want to contest your runes, like it's going a little bit with experience. We get to buy 2 mangoes, so we have a little bit more regeneration, 1 clarity, and the game starts, right? So the game plan is quite simple. I want my Tidehunter to get level 2, so he can get Anger Smash and just constantly used on Naga. Okay? So I see Wyvern, you just want to screw up with Wyvern. If this Wyvern, meantime, he just plays inside of the map, I have no game. No game, right? I just need to back and forth all the time. But the fact that the melee position 4 usually have game is because the enemy in the position 5 usually just play in the jungle area, right? So I see him, I'm just gonna screw up with him as much as possible. Hit, and constantly be under trees, okay? And you'll see, like, I'll just try to execute that all the time. We try to harass a little bit Naga. The reason why we do that is because we know that she doesn't have Q, right? It's on cooldown. But generally, this is a lane that I don't feel like I can, we can easily find the kill. On top of that, that was a little bit unfortunate because Tidehunter went for Crackle Cell level 2, which I don't really understand. Just buy 1 more set of tangos. Just deny the Naga a little bit more. So what I want to do, like you see right now, I got instantly Living Armor. This spell, I'll just don't see how I'm going to kill, right? So I see that scenario in the mid lane, instant value Living Armor. And I'm just start running like there instantly, Maybe I can get, maybe they just back off and he's like with 100 HP and I might be able to get the kill. Nothing better to do. It's a Tidehunter. Like, honestly, if he dies to Wyvern and level 2 Naga, probably he must have done something pretty bad. And look, all of a sudden, my value, you see? It's like, do you see how much less damage he gets from that? There you go, man. This is literally Living Armor with Tower, right? Well, I don't really have anything better to do. Go back to the lane, scrub with the Wyvern, Boom, 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 hitting all the time. Again, Wyvern. The fact that he used Q there, I was so happy because, that's, I don't really care. I'm going to regen back. He can't really kill me, And I already aim for the mid game. I go for the win place. Why do I do that? Well, I don't go for the Ring of Health or Ring of Regen. There is not really back and forth in the lane. It's just 2 cores farming, and I can't really interfere with Naga Siren. So I'm like, okay, 330, runes are about to go there. My Invoker doesn't care about runes, but who cares a lot about runes? It's Ember Spirit. It's a good matchup usually for Invoker, both Exort and Wax, right? But look at that. All of a sudden, we just try to give that a shot, right? We just try to kill him. I'm waiting to check a little bit here. if he's gonna go for that. He's going for top. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go for top as well, you know? And then I'm like, okay. He thinks I care, but Ogre, all of a sudden, you see, if we don't commit there, we just, you know, just how support will just gank him. Anyway, that's a word. And then going back, like, to show a little bit that if we, like, let's go even further back. If we do not commit to that, I just want you to see the continuation, you know? He's going top. Why? Like, there is a kill potential. Like, what if he sees me? Who cares if he sees me, you know? What he's going to do, like, run away? Like, where? Under tower? No. He is going to be trapped there, okay? And all of a sudden, we use Q. Ogre comes, and all of a sudden, he has nowhere to go. I hit him once, I hit him twice, and then Weaver just comes on me. I have living armor. I just don't really care about, you know, she does actually no damage, and then boom, she dies, okay? South under the tree all the time, okay? I see bot, you know, Magnus is here. Their Magnus is actually the offlaner. The offlaner chase, I have literally nothing better to do. Sure, okay, you know what? I have nothing better to do, so it's fine. I'm dying. Guess what I'm going to do right now? Does it make for me sense to go bot? No, I can't really kill. Can I go top? I can't really kill a Weaver, you know. If she sees me, she'll just scoot away, you know. Before I was just confident that I was just baiting. And Magnus is quite high health. I have the Void and the Ogre, you know. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just go mid lane, okay, with my Invoker and the Cold Snap and the Nature's Grasp and Ember Spirit. Okay, Ember Spirit is level 5. If he's level 6, then maybe... if he's level 6, then probably he's gonna have a Remnant deck and I'm not able to do that play. And look at that. I'm just screw up with him so hard. What I'm going to do, again, be nearby, waiting for the Cold Snap, again, make an attempt. As long as he's level 5, I'm going to be there. When he's level 6, probably I'm going to go out. And look at that. Perfect. I get level 3, and I instantly skill that. I'm going to die, or I'm not going to die, right? I just want to make sure that I'm going to make the most out of my hero. And right now, he also has a Cold Snap. So what do? Leech it instantly. Doesn't matter if this makes more sense, for example. Leech it makes more sense in that current situation. Treant is a type of hero that doesn't really have a specific way to skill build your hero, you know? You get what you need. It depends on the circumstance, right? And of course, what do? I hit him. I get to get the XP first, right? They gank my Invoker, you know? I think he plays really well here, you know? He actually gets a kill. He gets actually the XP, then he dies. So that's really good for us. And I get boots. Do you remember when I said in the very early guides, don't get boots? But you usually get all these boots, windlays, one type of things. Want, not stick. When the laning stage is over, boots is a luxury. But I'm not laning anymore. I'm not laning for the last 3 minutes, right? So Ember is still level 5. I'm level 4. I keep the skill build. I know they placed and words here. I'm like, can we please D-word? I'm going, and all of a sudden, Sember is in front of me. You know, he's on top of me. What do? Well, I need to survive. Level 2 Lixid. He's on top of me. I can't. Like, this is a spell that if anything gives me some chance of living, that's gonna be it. And then living armor, I'm just hitting. And hopefully, I thought Invoker would have gotten the kill. I would be so happy to trade that. It didn't happen, you know. Sometimes shit happens. Okay? What do? Where do I play? Honestly, I really have nothing to do. As a game plan, I have nothing better to do rather than to just go in D-word. I'm not really sure what to do, what I can do. I just living armor my Tidehunter in the meantime. And I just go D-word, okay? And Invoker is the only hero I can play with right now. He's the only one that he has enough damage for us to do anything. And I'm just staying behind him, okay? Leech hit. Again, we just screw things up, you know. What can we do? You know, sometimes game happens. Trying to chill, and what's the game plan? Try to get level 6 and try to use ultimate right and left. Not necessarily around the hero, right and left to make the most out of the hero, okay? Not, if you say don't yet skill something, maybe even go Leech it level 3. Let's say Ember Spirit is again on top of me. I'm gonna go Leech it level 3, right? Lastly, Let's go 1 minute. Like, I'm gonna like go really fast. I just want my level 6, my Midas Ogre, want the Tome of XP. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go top, get the most out of it. I'm gonna hold the tower, and once I have my level 6, maybe I can do something. Perfect. And look at that. I hit so fast, I really want you to see that. Do you see how there is a fight right now? I really want you to see that. And see there is a fight. I don't even care. Attack, move, get my level 6 fast. Without my level 6, I have nothing better to do. I don't even care about last hitting right now. Level 6, and I'm just running straight up. I need my level 6. I just want you to show the importance, you know? The 2 mangoes that we got in the laning stage all of a sudden pays off. And then look at that. Ulti. Beautiful. Really good coordination. Okay, and of course, this is like a really intense fight, right? There is a lot of back and forth. We have no more cooldowns. Ember is behind us. But all of a sudden, I just want you to see the value. Naga dies, and this is the most important thing. Why Naga is important for us to die, and not anyone else, is because Naga is a type of hero, just like Tinker, that she will take most of the farm around the map, so she's gonna have like the highest net worth, and they're not like everyone else is gonna be low net worth. So usually the way you deal with Naga is, if you can kill her, let's say if we get Chrono and then Cataclysm, she's going to die. So we have really good chances, and no one else is gonna do anything. Even Ember Spirit, he won't have the space to farm, you know, there are not gonna be enough creeps in the map for all the cores to farm, Naga and anyone else. So just like Tinker or even Turblade, you know. And the second thing to deal with Naga is if you can deal with illusions. Heroes that can deal with illusions are Leshrac or Lion, for example, right? With the shard especially. But the way to deal with Naga is either kill her, where we can do it, we have a lot of cooldowns, or deal with illusions, okay? And all of a sudden, you know, my hero that didn't really do anything in the lane stage, all of a sudden, I had a lot of impact, you know. I just want you to see the importance of having level 6. And of course, this is, you know, my double stick, of course. No idea what the fuck was that. But I just want you to show the importance. And of course, laning stage is only one small part of the hero. And the hero just literally starts right now. Now you have the defend tower, split push. The last thing I want to say about the hero, right? Itemization, right? You can get by Aghanims. You can get, maybe not. You can get by Dagger, Aghanim Shard, Holy Locket, Lotus Orb, Force Staff, Glimmer Cape. You can buy so many items, and many people just say, you know, buy Lotus Holy Locket and just max your living armor. I say, no, of course not. Sometimes you might need damage, right? And you'll just ulti the backline. Let's say they have Disruptor and Rubik, and you'll just ulti Q and Meteor Hammer, and all of a sudden you just kill them. Sometimes you just need damage. Sometimes you say, okay, I'm gonna go living armor because they can barely kill my position 1. If only I can just heal him a little bit more, you know. Sometimes you just need an extra lockdown, and you just go for the shard, you know, which I think you should buy in all games. Sometimes you just need the counter initiation, and you just need to protect one draw ranger, and they can just barely touch her, you know, they have some kind of spirit breaker and some kind of pad. So when they're on top of her, you just need to blink ulti and allow your draw to disengage and be as far as possible. Like, it's way more complex. Sadly, I can't really make guides about that, but what I'll say is that confidently, the more you play the hero, the more you'll start watching, you know, understanding these situations, right? Itemization is quite hard on Treant Protector just because you can just buy everything, okay? That's a guide. Hopefully you enjoy it. I think that's a lot to take. I think it's gonna be like more than an hour. You know, if you have any questions, please comment below. If you want anything, you know, any questions, you know, you can also type below. I'll get to answer to that. Nothing else to say. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you find that useful. GG, and I'll see you on the next guide.